Mary and Cheeto. We are back for Flosstube number 22, I believe. This baby's purring loud. Today, first, I'd like to say welcome to my craft room, such as it is. I am here with Artemis and Cheeto. The others are asleep. Okay, Cheeto's had enough. If you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad you came to visit me in my craft room. If you're a returning visitor, thank you. And welcome to you too, always. I'm always so happy to see you. Thank you for the likes, the comments, the subscribes, etc., etc. I appreciate all of you, and I love being part of the community. So, as you can see, it's a hair day, and you know what? I don't care. Yeah, I just don't care. Anyway, today, I have no sewing. I have not done any sewing. I had planned to do sewing, but I didn't do sewing. And I have a reason. Hi. Are you thinking you want back up here? No? Okay. Lots of garden work and some cross stitch. For cross stitch, I have no new starts. The little Halloween ghost is calling to me, but I have not committed to starting it yet. I'm still mulling it over. But I do have lots of progress. No finishes. And some haul. So, moving on. Life. As you can see, Cheeto is fully integrated into the house now. It's an adventure sleeping with 4 cats. But we manage. We got our new bathroom, which is exciting. They just did that Tuesday. And that is actually why I didn't get any sewing done. I had specifically set aside Tuesday. I am going to start sewing. And they called me Monday night and said, hey, are you available tomorrow? We're coming to do your bathroom. I'm like, I thought that was in April, but okay, that's fine. So they came Tuesday, and within a day I had a new bathroom. It was utterly amazing. I went from this monstrosity, this hideous ugliness, to now I have this nice, new, shiny, white, pretty, light, not cave dark bathroom. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. It's like luxury. So that got done. Cheeto has fully integrated into the family now. He has discovered toys, the cat toys. I have little baskets of cat toys in every room, and he loves it. He loves playing with the toys. He and Jelly Bean are fast friends. He and Hecate have an understanding, okay? And the understanding is this. Basically, she has declared, if you don't dirty the air that I breathe and get your boy germs up on me, I'll stop giving you brain damage by popping you in the head. So they have an understanding now. I must admit, the day this understanding was reached, she had finally loosened up enough, and they were nose to nose. They were sniffing each other, getting acquainted, and all of a sudden Cheeto opened his mouth and belched right in her face, and she was so offended that she proceeded to whoop his butt. And then she had to go sit in my bedroom and clean herself for an hour. So an understanding was reached that day. And they have stuck to it. He gives her all due respect. And she demands it. So they have gotten acquainted. Snickers has finally stopped growling and hissing at him. There was only one altercation. And Snickers is the smallest cat in the house. But Snickers is scrappy. He has no problem choke slamming somebody else to the floor. He will and can and has done it. So basically, the breaking point was when Cheeto picked up Snickers' favorite toy. He has a little green and white crinkle fishy. His fisses, okay? That is his toy. It is his toy. No one else is allowed to touch that toy. That is his. And he has whooped his brother so many times because his brother dared to touch that fish that now Jelly Bean is afraid to touch that fish. Cheeto has learned, don't touch the fish. So, but ever since then, they are living in peace. Cheeto plays with the other toys. He's got a particular fondness for a little catnip heart that I made for Christmas a couple years ago. He really likes that one. But yes, they have all worked out their differences. Cheeto's getting used to Artemis being nosy, sniffing and snorting up on him. So he just kind of get it over with and move on. So happy house. All the animals are in harmony for the moment. So new bathroom, no more isolated kittens. Everything is good. So moving on, cross stitch. I have managed to do quite a bit of cross stitch. I had mentioned last time that I was on anti-inflammatories for my right arm, which I proceeded to screw up again yesterday. But it has gotten better. It's gotten better. But in the meantime, I was able to stitch quite a bit. My allergies are still, yeah, it's spring. It's spring in Texas. No one can breathe freely. So I've managed to get some cross stitch done. I have some haul. I have some discoveries. Now, for those of you who are new here, I'm Sherry, for one. I live on the Gulf Coast of Texas, Hurricane Alley. So, Cheeto is playing with a toy over here. But anyway, Hurricane Harvey, a few years ago, tore through here. Now, our house did not flood, but our garage did. And the garage is where I had kept my old cross-stitch stuff. I had an entire cardboard box full of cross-stitch and country crafts from back in the 80s and 90s. Those were destroyed. Harvey, the flooding, those were destroyed. They were nothing but mush. So they went in the trash. But the other day, I was rummaging through the garage up in the attic, and I managed to find a plastic bin. And it had some old cross-stitch stuff in it. Now, it was mostly fabric. A whole stack of old Ada. Let's see. have a package of black, which is from Loops and Threads. It is 14 count, 15 inches by 18 inches. From 2016. Unopened. Not only that, though. This is from back when I was a teenager. That was a very, very long time ago. I could not even begin to tell you what counts these are. Apparently I had started stitching something on a couple of them. I don't know what it was, but you know, that's all right. These are so old, as you can see. It's got holes in it. Okay. But I figured I'd go through it, serge the edges, and wash it and see if any of it is savable. Okay, just to show you how old this stuff is. There's a cross-stitch ruler square in here. Now it's cracked and broken, but it is from 1989. So this has been around for a little while. But anyway, that was in the box. Something else was in the box though. One of the first cross-stitch things I ever did. And it's dirty and filthy and whatnot, but you know, it's half a century old. Does that not just scream the 80s? So this was one of the very first cross-stitch projects I ever did. I could not tell you how old I was when I did this. I would guess I was probably early teens. So a very old antique. Okay. But anyway, there you go. One of my very first cross-stitch projects. So I thought that was an interesting find. But anyway, on to progress. Now, I had been doing, sorry, I meant to unzip these, but I was busy with animals. I've been working on the Seed Pack towels, and these are from Just Cross Stitch Magazine, June 2021. I had finished the lettuce. I had finished the lettuce completely. I mean, I haven't fully finished it, obviously, but it is complete. Well, I started the tomato, and I've got good progress on the tomato part. So I've made progress with that one. Now these I am stitching on 14 count Aida, and it's in a pale, like, I don't know, I guess lemon yellow. But these, and I'm just using the called for DMC floss, nothing special. These are quick, easy stitches. They really, really are. No partial stitches, all full crosses. Not really confetti heavy. So, definitely enjoyable. The next one I took out was my botanical black work, and I actually made a lot of progress on this one. When you saw it before, I had only managed to do the first 3 squares and part of the border, but I have completed the entire top row. It is a square of 7 by 7. So I have completed the first row. So I made a good deal of progress on that one. And that one I actually stitched on at the end of February, and then I worked on this while they were working on my bathroom. So lots of progress with that one, and very pleased with it. It's turning out really nice. The border actually goes really quickly because it is just a repetitive design. Once you get in the groove, it's just, oh look, I've finished an entire square, so it goes quickly. Now, the next one I've stitched on is my stamped kit. Oh, and the botanical black work is being stitched on a 14 count Aida in a pale blue, and I'm just using DMC floss. The next one I worked on was my stamped kit. It was just a vase of lilacs. It's a no-name Chinese brand that my mother picked up for 99 cents somewhere and sent it to me. I have been color completing this. I have finished the gray. I have finished this pink, and I've started filling in, well, I finished the white and then some areas of purple in the lilacs. The white and the purple were what I did last, for February. So it's getting there. I know a lot of people are against these, and honestly, I'm against people stealing other people's artwork and not giving credit where credit is due. But my mother sent this to me, and I will stitch it. And honestly, she only paid 99 cents for it, so they're not making a huge profit off of it. And since it's just a photo of lilacs in a vase, I don't know who they would have stolen that from. My throat is scratchy from the allergies, so I have my toasted coconut mocha today. The last one I made progress on was my Treasure Island. I didn't do a lot on it, simply because, I mean, nothing against it. My allergies have been such that some days I take a Benadryl and then I'm just too loopy to count. Last time you saw it, I had done all 3 sections of the top, and I had done this little guy here. And now I have begun the ship in the middle. That brown is all I've done thus far. As I said, I made too many mistakes, and I just said, okay, I am too loopy to do this, and I put it away. But I have started this. And of course, March, new month, I will finish that. But anyway, this is being stitched on a 16 count Aida that I tea-dyed myself. And I really should have serged the edges, and I will probably do that when I get finished with this video because they're fraying. So those are the cross stitch projects I have worked on. I have been trying to keep up with my checklist, but I did not do the Christmas ornament. So I will do 2 this month. But my Halloween ornament, I did not cross stitch. I embroidered it. And if you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen this little guy. But this was the Halloween ornament. A cute little felt bat. And as you can see, he's completely done. So, this was the Halloween ornament. So, I haven't done my Christmas ornament for February, but I'll do 2 of them in March. And that'll catch me up. Okay. That's it for progress in the past 2 weeks, which I'm pleased with the progress I made. I did do a little bit of shopping. The first thing I got for my daughter's Easter basket, I got a little kit of a bunny in a little carrot bed, which I thought was adorable. And I'm going to make that for her Easter basket. So, I'll be working on that soon. The next thing I got, I think it was last week, Joann's had embroidery floss, the DMC, for 50 cents. So I went and got some colors that I'm running low on. I believe I got, let's see, 4, 8, 12, I got 20 of them. So, got those. I got a full yarn, not yarn, a full yard of 14 count Aida. Yes, it's 60 inches by 39 inches. I plan to experiment with dyeing, so I got that. The next thing I got was my fabric for my Animal Crossing Polly Pocket pattern. And I decided to do a 14 count Aida in Touch of Blue. So this is a pale blue. I thought the blue would be kind of like a sky color to go around it. And I got half a yard of it. And since nothing should have to travel through the mail alone, I also got another pair of embroidery scissors, because why not? Now, I'm not sure I can open the bag that they came in. Okay. That's how you do that. But I got some little cat scissors. And I couldn't resist because they have my little Hecate on them. So, I got those. I had mentioned last time that I had ordered some books, but they weren't in yet. Well, I got them. And these two have been on my wish list. The first one just came out. And it is by Emma Congdon. And it's cross stitch with Catatoo. With me and my cats, I had a habit. And it's got several patterns in it that I want to do. Feed me and tell me I'm pretty. If only I could find, well, my husband does, but you know. I'm not antisocial. I talk to all the cats. That is definitely me. So, I got that one. And the next one I got was one that has been on my wish list. And it is Happy Days Cross Stitch. And I want to do this one. Now there are others in here that I would like to do, but that one specifically I want to do. I mean, I like some of the floral ones, but, you know, and if, where is it? Here we go. I like the butterflies and hydrangeas. I think that one's very pretty. And I like the wildflowers. So, I got that one. And if anybody wants a flip through of the books, just let me know. I can always do a short one, a short video doing that. But that's it for cross stitch. Like I said, I did get a lot of progress done. I'm still behind a Christmas ornament, but I'll get that done. Now on to sewing. Sewing, I didn't do anything. I didn't get any sewing done. As I said, I wanted to sew on Tuesday. Oh my gosh, my nose. I wanted to sew on Tuesday. It didn't work out because I had people here working in the bathroom, and so I had to keep all the cats shut away so they wouldn't get in the walls and everywhere else. But I did get some things cut out. I did get some more little felt ornaments cut out. So as soon as I get a day, I'll sit down and start sewing. You know, it just is what it is. Hi. You're not sure what you want, are you? Okay, he's moved on. He's gonna go lay by Artemis. No, back to the toys. So I didn't get anything done on sewing. I do need to sit down and sew because we've been invited to a wedding. And I think the end of this month or maybe beginning of next month. So I need to make me and my daughter a dress. Each of us a dress. That's it. That's it for sewing. On to garden. Garden, I've done a lot. We have finished the chicken pen. Well, the chicken coop. Okay, that's done. The chickens have all been moved into it. Now we want to fence in a small yard area for them to kind of run around in and scratch in. That isn't my entire property. They have dug so many holes in the yard that every time you walk outside, you twist your ankle. So we're going to make them a little yard area where we can just open the door to the coop and they can run in and out. But we have finished the chicken coop. I have also, our front porch is just a skinny thing, concrete porch that runs along the front of our house. In front of that is a long skinny flower bed. Well, the flowers and things that I had planted in it from, you know, when we moved in, 10 years ago, oh God, that's depressing, 10 years ago, have overgrown, and they block all the light from coming in the living room window and so on and so forth. So what I did this past week, and this is how I messed up my arm again, I dug all of those up and planted them out along the fence. So they're planted along the fence where they can just go wild. And I have replaced all of those in that flower bed with things like agapanthus and daylilies and irises, things that only get so tall, so that I don't have that problem of them blocking all the light again. And then I've also begun cleaning up, you know, houseplants and things that I keep on the porch. Because here, what most people in the world grow as houseplants, tropicals, we grow on our porch. Okay? Because we have the heat, the warmth and humidity. So I've started cleaning all the dead leaves off of those and repotting them, because it's that time of year. And a lot of them have outgrown their pots. So I've started repotting them and cleaning off the front porch, sweeping everything up, setting up the plant stands and whatnot. So I've done a lot out there. It's not done yet. So I still have work to do, but my husband has grounded me once he found out that I hurt my arm again. He was out of town. In my defense, he was out of town last Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. He came back Friday night. And then he left town again this Monday, and he just came home late last night. So he's been gone. I haven't had anyone to help me. So his theory was, well, then you shouldn't be doing it if I'm not here to help you. And my response is, your body is more broken than mine. So why am I going to make you do all the manual labor? Because mechanic work is tough on their body, especially diesel mechanics, because they're working with the huge 18-wheelers. So yeah, I've strained my elbow again. So I have grounded myself. Well, I didn't ground myself. My husband has grounded me. Now that doesn't mean anything. I'll still do what I want to do, but my arm hurts, so I'm not doing it. It can wait. Anyway, so now that we've got the chickens moved into their new coop, we can start tearing down the old coop and start building our garden tunnel and raised beds there. So, you know, we'll probably look at maybe doing that this weekend. My husband took off work next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for our wedding anniversary. So Saturday, March 9th, we're going to be taking a day trip, and we're going to go to the Antique Rose Emporium in Independence, Texas. And that's one of our favorite nurseries. They have every kind of rose you can think of. And they specialize in old pioneer roses that have survived, you know, in the wild since pioneer days. And they propagate those. And so you can get a lot of very unusual, pretty roses there. So usually, you know, maybe twice a year we'll take a trip up there. Usually around our anniversary, and my husband will buy me 1 or 2 rose bushes for the yard because he knows I love fresh roses. I don't like florist roses because they're bred to be beautiful but not smell good. They breed all the scent out of them. I like garden roses because they smell amazing. So he usually buys me a couple of rose bushes for our anniversary, and we plant them in the yard. But they are going to have a special spring event with food trucks and all kinds of things. So we want to go to that. And we're going to do that on like a day trip. But otherwise, next week we're going to, since he's off a few days, we're going to try and make some progress on the garden situation. Because we've started our pepper and tomato seeds, and the tomatoes are already sprouting. So we're going to need that garden set up. But that's all we've got going on. It's actually been a nice, peaceful. Now that Cheeto is integrated and he's actually asleep over there now. I have some old denim shorts of my husband's in here. They're full of holes. And so I got them in here and I'm going to cut them up to make patches for, you know, holes in his jeans and whatnot. And I just have them folded up in the floor over there. So Cheeto has made himself a bed on them. I guess they smell like daddy. But that's all that's going on here. Not a whole lot, but some progress, definite progress. Really? I'm not sure which of them belched, but one of them did. It's kind of disgusting. But yeah, so lots of work outside, and we do that while the weather's nice, because at any time now, Mother Nature could flip the switch and we'll be burning, because Texas, that's what we do. Every year, Mother Nature decides to just cook us. So we have to get what we can do outside done before it reaches 100 degrees. And it will reach 100 degrees. It always does. Now, hopefully this year won't be as bad as last year. Like right now, we have all the windows open. It's in the 70s, bright sunny day, lovely breeze blowing. It's nice outside. It won't last. Usually the windows are shut and the AC is running before April. So we're just enjoying it now while we can. But anyway, that's what's going on here. Not a whole lot, but progress, always progress. And eventually I will start my little Valentine ghost. And my daughter's already declared it's going in her room, so which is fine. But yeah. So this week I would like to shout out a brand new channel. And it is a channel that was started by a good friend of mine and Laura's from I Stitch Birds. And it is our friend Mia, who started a Flosstube called Missing in a Stitch. I think yesterday she posted her 3rd video, if I'm not mistaken. She does beautiful work. She's working on so many projects and she stitches quickly. She's in Finland. Lovely woman. But she's just starting out. So definitely go check her out. If you want to be enabled, she's the one to do it. Her and Laura. Laura's really good at it. But anyway, that's it here. I'm going to go edit this, and then I'm going to maybe sit out on my back porch and cross stitch for a while the weather's nice. I'm also going to take a Tylenol for my elbow. And hope it's better by Saturday. So anyway, thank you. Thank you everyone for visiting me in my craft room. I hope all of you have an amazing weekend. I know spring break is coming up, so I hope all of you have something fun planned for that. I know for us, spring break doesn't mean anything anymore. Spring break is just our wedding anniversary. Because when we got married, I was still working with the schools. So I hope y'all have fun. I hope you're having beautiful spring weather like we are while it lasts. And I will see you next time.